and welcome once again to Day 9 of the World Ice Hockey Championships from Bern, Switzerland. I'm Paul Ferguson. With me is Richard Beaupre. Coming up, Sweden against Czechoslovakia.
Well, coming to the end of this first round of play, the Swedes want to stay ahead of the Czechoslovakians. They played each other before. They play very tough against each other.
A lot of support for both sides. That's going to be a good one to watch. Well, the crowd already in their seats, but let's take a look now at a game played earlier on. The Canadians against the Soviet Union. What a humdinger that one was. The Canadians in the first period draw first blood. That pass coming from Coffey, number 14, Sutter, makes no mistake there from a sharp angle.
Sutter, Tocchet, and Craven doing a great job out here of forechecking. A lot of pressure on the Soviets. Sutter sharpshoots that one, picks his spot.
The Soviets in the second period got off to a strong start. Coming in there was Kristich getting the pass from number 11, Davidov. He levels the score.
Kristich doing a good job of skating away from the puck. He's got to step on everybody. A lovely little feed from Davidov. Beats McLean coming across.
Goal number 2 for the Soviets comes from number 8, Taranov. A blistering slap shot from inside the blue line makes it 2-1.
We've seen Taranov do this before throughout this tournament. He's got a nice shot. He gets it away quick. Cleanly beats McLean there.
Well, the Canadians didn't sit back. Right on the attack now with Yzerman. Watch this. He levels the score after that pass from Bellows set him up along the wing.
Canadians doing a great job of breaking out of the zone quickly. Bellows headbands the puck to Yzerman. Puts the move on, leans on the defenseman. Breaks in here hard. A good job by him to get the puck over Erba.
Well, McLean gave it to McInnes. McInnes gave it to Fleury, and he did the rest. 3-2 for Canada, still in the second period.
The tireless little Theoren Fleury doing some good work here. Gets the defenseman to back in a little, puts a nice move on him. Quick wrist shot right on the ice. Catches Herb before he can come up with it.
In the third period, it was close all the way, right up until the end. Watch this pass from Pavel Bura to Fedorov. A great slap shot, beating McLean to level the score, and that's the way it stayed.
Once again, you can never sit on your heels with the Soviets. They do so well at moving that puck and skating away from the play. Bura with a nice pass. Fedorov's on the move. Nice shot by McLean.
So 3-3, the final score there. A fitting end to a great game.
It certainly was a battle. It's just what the crowd expected. Both teams coming out even.
Let's take a look at the standings now after that one. The Canadians way up on top with 13. The Russians are there with 11. The Swedes with 10. The Czechs, and then the bottom 4, USA, Finland, Norway, and West Germany. Who wants to go down? No one, but right now it's West Germany, who look like the candidates for Pool B next year. We know the Swiss are coming up.
They've certainly got a lot ahead of them, the West Germans. They've had some close games. They've had some tough injuries. The Norwegians and the Finns seem to be playing a little bit better hockey out there. Germans are in a struggle.
And of course, the Americans are starting to show their class. They're starting to throw it together out there. A lot of support here from Sweden as we take a look now at the Czechoslovakian side as they get ready for this one. They beat USA, beat Finland, Norway, West Germany, but then 2 consecutive losses to Canada and the Soviet Union.
Those games were both very close and very tough. They were outskated. Seemed to lose it a little bit in the third period, and the Canadians and the Russians both got by them.
One of the boys to watch is number 17, Reichel, 4 goals, 4 assists, right up amongst the top scorers, aggressive, hard-hitting, and loves to put the puck in the net.
A good two-way hockey player. He's young, and the NHL scouts are having a good look at him.
Teams coming out on the ice now. The Swedes in yellow, the Czechs in red. Let's take a look at what the Swedish side have done. Win over Finland, Norway, West Germany, USA, USSR 3-1, good win for them, but they lost to the Canadians 3-1 just the other day.
They found the key to beating the Russians, but the Canadians definitely manhandled them, outplayed them, and they came up with their first loss out of that. Kent Nilsson, number 10, he's been a bright spot so far for the Swedes. a great goal scorer. He can really move the puck around.
Well, this one's going to be a fast one. I have a feeling it's going to be physical at times. Some great playmaking. Stay with us. We're going to be right back after the break. Welcome back to the World Ice Hockey Championships here in Bern, Switzerland. Sweden against Czechoslovakia. Let's take a look at the Swedish lineup. Some good goaltending in Ritterwall and Aslan. Excellent defense in all-star Eldebrink. Jonsson has been strong with Eldebrink on the point. Samuelsson and Andersson have also been good out there.
Thomas Rundqvist, a very good center. Kent Nilsson, of course, one of their top guns. Good goal scorer. Per-Erik Eklund, a good one to watch out there. He can do it all. Matt Sundin and Huss are great forecheckers. Magnus Rupa, a good playmaker.
Well, Garpenlov is one of my favorites. He'll wear number 20. He's always in front of the net, always ready to take the shot. Pavel Woll there, pacing behind the bench. Petr Bries, Dominik Hasek. Hasek, the outstanding goalie in the tournament so far. Bozek, Kadlec, Serban, Prohatska, Staviana, back all strong defensive players for Czechoslovakia.
They play the body very well. Up front, they've got some talent. Young Robert Reichel, we've mentioned a lot about him before. Krohn and Seeger, two that play very well together.
Number 26, Otto Hasek, is out of the lineup, so Hostik will go in the first line center position. Jelinek is strong, a good forechecker, great penalty killer. You can't write off Yuri Hrdina either. So we take a look now at Dominik Hasek for the Czechs at the other end of the rink. Ritterwall, the Swedish goalie. Ritterwall hasn't seen a lot of action out there. Aslan has been doing most of the work. The puck just lying at center, waiting for the teams to get set for this opening face-off.
This should be a good one. I look for both teams to come out quick. They're going to really play man-to-man coverage here. The Czech defense is very aggressive. They know the Swedes have got some pretty goal scorers out there. But watch those Czechs take the body.
Well, the medal round starts on Saturday with the Soviets, the Canadians, the Swedes, and the Czechs fighting it out for the medals. But neither team really wants to lose a game before going into that. Seeger for Czechoslovakia, who are playing from right to left, got that over. Going back forward is Jonsson. The touch all the way around to the far side and out into the neutral zone. Hasek will get his first touch as Serban picks it up and backhands it to Seeger. Seeger being forechecked there by Rundqvist. The Swedes really do like to use the full surface of the ice as they throw it around, and Rundqvist picks it up and headmans it up. Offside is the call. Lube picked it up. Nilsson was offside.
They waited long enough to blow that whistle. Lube and Nilsson were both gone. Good headmanning there. Rundqvist gets the puck up. There you can see it. Nilsson is just barely offsides. The players took 2 or 3 more strides before that whistle actually went, though.
Well, that's the kind of thing that both of these teams get up to. The quick break, looking to thread the eye of the needle with that pass, just as the player either hits the blue line or the red line, depending where the pass comes from. Lubina for Czechoslovakia takes a hit from Eklund. That's flipped around to the far side, and the Czechs keep it in. Pushed in again by the Czechs, and they work their way from behind the net. Number 23 there, Dolana, trying to get that around in front of the cage. Czechoslovakia working it out into the neutral zone. Both teams getting some quick changes here in the early stages. Everyone wanting to get a taste of the action. Sundin for Sweden spun around, ended up going backwards. Dolana to the far side. Czechoslovakia with Bozek. Headmanning that. The shot wide of the net. Kuchera goes in, and that stays on that side of the ice, and the Swedes now with 4 men coming forward. delaying that penetration till the puck carrier got over the ice. Breaking hard is Sturmvall. Taken out of the play. Czechoslovakia now. Getting that long pass intended for Jelinek, broken up just inside the line. Carlson pushing it up to Huss. Dropping it back to Carlson. He takes a shot. Hasek makes the save and puts it behind the cage to Bozek. Hollick bumping and grinding along the boards. Eriksson doing a great job of forechecking for Sweden. 21 there is Hollick. Reichel right in front. The shot didn't come, but it's kept in. Serban lets it go. Hollick tees it up and takes the shot. Ritterwald can't see it at all. That's right in front of him, and eventually shot away to the far side. But Czechoslovakia all around the goal. Some good action from them. Sweden now muscle their way out into the neutral zone.
The puck was like a pinball in that Swedish end. Hitting bodies, bouncing around, a lot of action around Ritterwald.
Sturmvall took a hit along the boards. Rupa slows it down, gets it back to the defense. Eldebrink gets it up. The deflection into the side as Sturmvall gets his own back along the hash marks. Rupa dropping it back to the defense. Picked up on the side by Rupa as he takes a hit by Seeger and gets another one by Baca. Rupa wants to go after him, but the official gets between him.
I'm sure Rupa got a number and a name out of that one. Baca came in very late. The whistle blew for the offsides call. Rupa had thrown the puck across. He took one hit. He didn't mind that one. That was clean. The second one was uncalled for in his eyes.
Baca, number 18 for Czechoslovakia, loves to throw his weight around. He's out there now, just passed it over to the far side. Baca gets it back. Flips it in the zone, takes a shot. They're out for him. Touch behind the net, and we're going to have a penalty. He's the kind of player that loves to hit, and other teams love to hit. Eriksson goes towards the box.
Well, Rupa may have wanted some revenge. They might have labeled Baca there, but Baca wins in the end. It's Eriksson that gets a high sticking penalty. Really laid it on Baca along the boards.
3:42 gone here in the period. The Czechs now with the man advantage. So the action as the cameraman continues to show the face. Why I'll never know, to show the face of the Swedish player in there. Coming up now is Hostik. Can't keep it in. The Czechs. Lube shooting it out. Rundqvist doing a good job right on the center ice stripe. Kadlec takes it back into the zone and brings it out. Kadlec for Czechoslovakia. Setting this one up. Kadlec back to the point, the shot. Bozek got a piece of that one. Rundqvist sent it out into the neutral zone. 1:08 remaining on the penalty. 4:36 gone on the period. Prohatska. Some good forechecking there by Lube. The Czechs working it all around that net, trying to get it over to Dolana. Prohatska can't get to that one. The break is on now for Eklund, coming right in. He scores! Eklund from Garpenloff. He got the puck up to him, made no mistake.
The Czechs just seem to relax in this power play situation. The Swedes didn't. They moved the puck out of the corner here. The Czechs seemed very slow and deliberate coming back. A nice lead pass. Prohatska's caught in. Eklund's off and running. He's got a lot of ice there. snaps a shot up over Dominik Hasek. A nice goal, short-handed effort by the Swedes.
Another look at it here. He picks his corner and puts it upstairs in the attic.
The Swedes really coming out hard on that penalty killing situation. They were having the better of the play.
Hrdina for the Czechs brings it into the zone. Jelinek hammers his man there along the boards. He's out there with Hrdina. Lubina, or Dolezal rather. Yuri Dolezal getting it back to Serban. The shot coming right on to the right side of the net. As Serban looked at it, Dolezal had problems. Janssen brings it out. Janssen goes for a skate. Swedes back at full strength. Excellent killing off of this penalty for Sweden. Huss down on the wing, right to Hasek. He missed that one. The Swedes putting on the pressure now as they're playing 5-on-5 out there. Penalty coming up, going against Sweden. The official's arm is in the air. Hasek comes over to the bench, putting on the extra attacker. The Czechs now with 6 men out there, working right in front. Pollock takes a shot. A good save by Ritterwald. It's still in front. The goal has been dislodged.
Well, Huss is arguing that call. He was doing a lot of forechecking out there. It's in the Czech zone. There you can see he feels he's being held. He retaliates and smashes the Czech player down on the ice. The referee doesn't see the hold, but he certainly sees the roughing. Huss is going to go 2 minutes for roughing. Obviously somebody has roughed him as well. He's carrying a band-aid there around the eye, little marshmallow underneath.
Der Spieler Nummer 26 von Schweden am Beschuss.
Reichel loses out on that one, and the Swedes shoot it all the way around out of the zone. They'll be short for a couple of minutes. Cadillac wants that one and eventually picks it up.
The Czechs are going to have to get control in the zone. The last time they had the power play, the Swedes managed the goal and had the better of the play as they just simply outskated the Czechs.
Pollock is offside on the plate.
Quick look at young Jaeger there, wearing that full face mask. He's another one that's going to be a good one. A young player getting a lot of good experience in this tournament.
Cadillac takes it behind his own net, brings it out with Reichel. Bops that one forward. Cadillac wants it back on the defense. Jaeger goes in to help out, but Janssen comes up with the puck, leaves that one there for Eldebrink. All the way back to the blue line, Hack and Lube doing a job. The shot coming right in. Jaeger was right there, couldn't pick up the rebound. Reichel now for Czechoslovakia with 1 minute remaining on the penalty. Over to number 21, Robert Hollick. Pushed back into the corner, and the Czechs now are humming. Janssen. Jaeger trying to get that out front. He does. It's right there, the save. Ritterwald is down. Baca moved right into position.
The kid's doing a lot of damage out there. Reichel and Jaeger. There's Jaeger. A nice feed to Baca, who comes in from the blue line. Ritterwald does well just to get a piece of that one. The rebound is anybody's for a couple of seconds. Thomas Janssen doing a good job to help Ritterwald cover that one up.
Right in front of the net, Baca, a golden opportunity for him, but Ritterwald picks up the loose puck. The Swedes still with a man in the penalty box. Bozic takes the shot, deflected high off the catching glove. Eklund is hammered into the boards by Serban. Hostek back to the defense, wants it in return and gets it. Good power play effort by Czechoslovakia. They have Krohn right in front, and the pass didn't come. Krohn, Robert Krohn, takes the shot that goes off. Number 7, Samuelsson. Hostic to Crone. Crone fakes the shot, gets that one by. The goalie got his pad on it. Samuelsson is right there. And you can see the reaction from Ritterwald saying, get these guys out of here. They're all in my face, they're in my crease, they're everywhere.
Ritterwald had some trouble handling that. Hostic's all alone for a couple of seconds in front of him. There you see the defense coming back to his aid. 2 of them, 2 checks. Ritterwald says a little bit late, but that's better than not at all.
So the Swedes, with a full complement of players out on the ice. Carlson got it back. Anders Huss for Sweden, being forechecked in the corner, still comes up with it. Some good moves by him and eventually loses it. The Czechs, some tenacious forechecking here with Labina and Dolana. Anderson muscles along the boards. Sweden, a long pass intercepted there. Serban eventually picks it up and brings it in, drops it back. Good stuff there from Eriksson to break that one up for Sweden. Dolana. The return pass intended for Kuchera. Dolana goes after it. Samuelsson gets there first. Lubina. Samuelsson and Kuchera. A lot of untidy stuff along the boards. Coming out now, pushing it into the zone. Teams changing on the fly. Serban picks it up, pushes it out to the blue line. Dolezal lost control of it, and the Swedes come in now. Jelinek shadowing Strömvall right out front. Svensson waiting for the pass. Roop is tied up by Cadillac nicely along the boards. Eldebrink bats that in, and the Czechs come out with it with 3 players. Some good work there by Svensson to bring himself back into play. Strömvall winding up, takes the shot. Hasek got the pad on it. Right in front, another shot. Eldebrink was there, Janssen was there. And now the Czechs bring it out as far as the red line. Some good stuff from Sweden. Hakanlu trying to get around Herdina, decides to drop it off as we reach the midway point here in the period. The break on, Jelinek, back is there, the save. Broken up by a deflection, shot back by Hollick. Back into the far side to Reichel. Reichel fakes the shot, tries to put it between the defenseman's skates. That didn't come off. Rundqvist flips that to an open wing, goes back after it and gets it back to the defense. Samuelsson. The long pass over to the right wing. Eriksson brought to the ice. Prohatska. Teams changing again on the fly, trying to get new personnel out there, fresh legs. Bozic for Czechoslovakia. The long pass in the center ice zone. Samuelsson intercepts and bats it back. Wide open play here at times. No real threat to either goal.
The checking is close in the neutral zone. The wingers are staying with each other, so both teams are dumping the puck in a lot now.
Crone fires that one in off the backboards. Seeger goes in after it. A half-hearted attempt by him as that goes all the way down the ice. Icing is the call, so the face-off will be at the other end of the rink.
The play is not slow, it seems it, but both teams are just checking each other close. It's going up and down the ice. They're getting quick changes at the moment as well.
Well, from time to time, as we take a look at Peter Aslan, from time to time they do get that long pass away up to the winger, but then so many players getting back. Serban intended for Seeger. Samuelsson right in front to Garpenlov. The shot coming from Samuelsson. Hasek was there. Garpenlov again setting him up. Hasek had to be sharp.
Good work from Big Ulf Samuelsson. Moves up into the forward spot here, puts a nice move on. Just about pulls that one off. Hasek does well to come up with that. Here you see him again, he's in. Pulls the puck over onto the backhand. Nice save from Dominik Hasek.
The big defenseman there going forward. Unable to put it beyond the Czechoslovakian goaltender. There's the score with just over 12 minutes gone. Hostek going after it. Bodies flying all over the place. There's going to be a penalty on the play. Elbowing is the call. Hostek for Czechoslovakia did the damage out there.
There you see the play going into the corner. Good forechecking effort. 2 checks in there. Hostek comes in real high with that elbow. There you see the referee in the center of your screen near the top. Arm is in the air, just waiting for the Czechs to touch that puck so he can penalize Hostek.
So Martin Hostek will sit for 2. Power play situation now for Sweden as Backa couldn't keep that out. The shot! The Swedes with Eldebrink getting hammered along the boards. Huss behind the net. Has that one go between the skates. Kuchera for Czechoslovakia. A nice little pass to the far side. Eldebrink will pick it up. The whistle on the play as we take a look at 23-year-old Hostek, who plays for Sparta Prague. Delayed offside is the call. A long time for that whistle to go. Face off now just outside Swedish territory. 1:30 remaining on the penalty as we approach the 13-minute mark of the first period. 1-0 the score. Eklund scoring for Sweden on that pass from Garpenlov. We'll have another face-off as that one went into the crowd for a souvenir. Tommy Sandlin there, the Swedish coach, looking relaxed. Pavel Woll always with something to say behind the Czechoslovakian bench. It almost looks like they're stepping into a hole there as they go behind the bench. That squirts away from the Swedish defender. Jansson is one of the players back, and he gets the pass. Tipped up along the wing to Hakenlub. Can't keep himself on his skates, but Nilsson gives it to him. Back to Nilsson. A rink-wide pass over to Eldebrink. Just under a minute now remaining on the penalty to Czechoslovakia. A slow build-up here on this one. Rundqvist circles. The Czechs will let him do that all night long. They're holding their box there. 4 men squaring it off. Jansson gets it right in the slot area. Jansson tees it up, takes the shot. Coming after it now is Hrdina. Prohatska got a piece of that shot. Tipped into the zone, and Bozic will bring it out. Delayed offside on the play. You can see the official there now waving it off. Eldebrink brings it out. Up on the wing. Passed up to Lube. Lube is Nilsson. Nilsson works his right in, and the Swedes unlucky not to put that one in the net. They had that far corner.
Excellent defensive play there for the man to lift the stick.
Right in front of the net again. Nilsson was there, number 10. Czechs back at full strength now. Jansson gets it over. Nilsson looking for that long pass, number 11. Hostek back on the ice for Czechoslovakia. Ritterwall makes the save, makes it look easy. Some good stuff there from Sweden right in front of the goal.
That had goal written all over it. A great play from Backa to lift the stick of the forward here. Seconds later, Nilsson again with a backhand chance right in front of Dominik Hasek.
Reichel quick to react there for Czechoslovakia as we look at this again.
There's a pass coming out. He pulls the puck over onto his backhand side. Not enough to fool Dominik Hasek.
Face off deep in Swedish territory. Seeger out there with Hostek and Krohn. Samuelsson, Eriksson. Good little move there by Rupa. Rupa takes a shot. That goes off Backa's pads. Still it's Sweden in possession. Backa hammers Rupa into the boards.
Backa on that call. You see a little smile on his face. He's a very aggressive defenseman. Likes to throw the body around. There you see the play going around. Roop's got his back to him. Watch Backa. The play's coming that way. Goodbye, Magnus Rupa. Belts him from behind. Backa will sit 2 for cross-checking.
Czechoslovakia.
14 minutes in penalties so far in the tournament. And it kind of comes with the territory when you're a big burly defenseman who likes to rough it up and hit anything that moves. From time to time you find yourself in the penalty box. Kuchera up against Eklund. Garpenlov, another power play situation here. The Swedes really do need to get some more shots on goal. I find myself saying that a lot with these European teams. They love to throw it around, but sometimes they forget to shoot. Kuchera taken out of the play nicely. Eriksson at the top of the slot here, all on his own. Less than 5 minutes to go in the period. Samuelsson faking that shot, left right in front of the goal, and the Czechs whiz it down the ice as Samuelsson goes back for it. In front of the open net, headmanning it nicely up to the blue line. Sundin along the boards, kept in. The Czechs having problems. Eriksson now on the backhand side, spins, gets it back to the point. Sundin, the shot coming from Samuelsson. That took a deflection. Sundin again, right out front. Eriksson getting a piece of that one. So close. Again, right in front of the net. Samuelsson takes a shot. Karpenlov is there. And that takes a deflection.
There's a classic example of what you're saying, Paul, not shooting the puck. Eklund with a great feed to Samuelsson, and he tried to pass it off. Should have shot there.
Samuelsson keeps it in. Eriksson is over here, and a good defensive move there as that is popped out over the blue line by Hollick. Just 25 seconds now remaining on the penalty. 3.5 in the period. Czechoslovakia, the long shot coming from Robert Hollick wide of the target. Thomas Rundqvist picks it up for Sweden and brings it back. 12 seconds on the penalty. Deep in the zone is Hakan Lube. Back to the point. Janssen takes a shot to the far side. They can't put it in the net. Lube was there. Lube puts it behind, waits for the return pass. It doesn't come. Nilsson tries to get around his man, and eventually the Czechs flip that all the way down the ice. Eldebrink goes back for it. The Czechs at full strength here. Some good defensive moves there. Reichel picks it up. Reichel takes a shot right on the goal. Ritterwall makes the save. Krohn returns the favor. And Ritterwall has to make another save. Great move there by Krohn to start that play off. Reichel quick to react, but so was Ritterwall.
Ritterwall hasn't had a lot of action in the last few minutes. Good sharp reaction here as Krohn turned around and really just let it go right on the ice. A couple of quick shots there from Reichel and Krohn. The Czechs trying to get some kind of offense here as they've killed off a couple of penalties.
Getting set for this face-off in Swedish territory. Samuelsson picks it up, being shadowed by Hostik. Takes a smack along the boards, gets it as far as the blue line, and that trickles out. Hostik pins it along the boards. Krohn is there to help out, and we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone. Time running out here in the period. 1-0 the score. The Swedes, with that goal from Eklund, are still in the lead. Samuelsson for Sweden gets it over to Andersson. Along the boards, picked up by Baca. Flipped out into the neutral zone and down the ice. The touch there by Andersson is enough to signal the icing call. Play slowing down here at the end of the first period. It started fast. And right now I have a feeling, Richard, they're looking forward to the break.
The play has slowed up in the last few minutes. First, the Swedes had to kill off a couple of penalties. Now the Czechs have had 3 to kill off. Both teams skating well. Some of their passes just a little too long or just not quite coming off, but it's early going yet.
Well, that really does wear you down when you have to kill off a series of penalties. Kuchera dumps Sternvall, but can't come up with the puck. The Swedes now, they got number 8 there, Svensson right in front of the net. Couldn't get the handle on it. Svensson and Sternvall move right into the slot area. Sternvall comes in to help out number 23, Rupa, and they lose control of that one as that goes all the way down the ice. Another icing call against Czechoslovakia. And we're also going to have a penalty on the plate. Lubina can't believe it. He's given the evil eye to the official.
Lubina just came to a complete stop. You can see he's still eyeing the referee and shaking his head. It isn't going to matter. He's going to end up behind that little barrier as they shut the door. He's going to sit down for 2 minutes.
Well, let's take a look at this again.
There you can see Eriksson going back for the touch. The referee's going to make that call, no problem. But what he also is going to call is Lubina cross-check the other defenseman.
Well, that's kind of a silly penalty. Had nothing at all to do with the play. Serban kicking that away, lost his stick, picks it up, and Samuelsson puts it into the corner to Eklund. Eklund taking a lot of time. Samuelsson got the shot away. Sundin right in front of the net. Eklund is there. Prohatska mixing it up with Sundin. Well, I really don't know why they put that caption up. Hasek backhands that nicely along the boards. Picked up there by number 15, Dolezal. Still Dolezal being shadowed by Sundin. Gets it all the way down into his territory. And Prohatska fires it back in. A lot of offsides, a lot of icings. An indication perhaps that they're getting tired and they're looking forward to going into the dressing room, relaxing and talking about this first period.
Dolezal expended a lot of energy in the Swedish end, worked the puck back to his defenseman. Prohatska just rifled it back in, forgetting that Dolezal wasn't out of the zone yet.
1 minute remaining on the period, 1:20 on the penalty. Hakan Lube breaking right in, takes a shot. It bounces up and comes out, but Hasek makes a great save. That's a key save as Krohn gets it over.
Great moves from Hakan Lube. He walked right through the Czech defense.
The long pass to Lube again, still skating out there as he gets it up on the wing to Nilsson. Those two have been working well together. Pressed along the boards as Nilsson smothered that with number 21, Robert Hollick. And with just a few seconds remaining, we'll have a face-off just along the center ice red line.
There's some good wheels on both of these teams. We've mentioned Hrdina, you've got Jaeger, Young, Reichel, of course. The Swedes have got their players that can fly as well. Lube with a good example right there. He slipped right through the defense. Great save from Hasek.
Lube getting it back. Janssen gets it and flips it to the far side. Whoa. Rundqvist picked that up and then lost control. The Czechs working in, killing off this penalty and killing off this period. Not a great pass there, but they get away with it. Offside is the call. So just 5 seconds remaining on the period, 31 on the penalty. That penalty will go into the next period, of course. The Czechs looking a little tired on that bench. It's been a tough old tournament. The face-off, a chance perhaps for one shot from Sweden, but it's not going to come. Eldebrink goes back for it. There goes the buzzer to end the period. We're going to take a break now. Join us in a moment for the second period. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Bern, Switzerland. The second period just about to start here. Sweden against Czechoslovakia. 1-0 the score for Sweden.
Close game so far. The Czechs do look a little bit tired out there. The Swedes seem to have the legs going. Long way to go.
14 seconds remaining on the penalty. The Swedes working it in nicely. Take their time to set it up as Eldebrink pushes that one to Nilsson. Nilsson there. Too far for Janssen. The Czechs back at full strength. Hostik goes after his man. Lubina, who's out of the box now, to Krohn. Krohn trying for Lubina, and that was intercepted by Eldebrink. The pass up on the wing. Working right in front is Rundqvist. He shoots, he scores! Number 9, Rundqvist. Made no mistake on that one. He worked into the slot, took the shot, picked his side, and put it in behind the goaltender.
Play moved out of the Swedish end so quickly. There you see a nice little drop pass from Nilsson. Rundqvist is in the slot, takes a nice wrist shot on the deflector glove side and beats Dominic Hasek. There you see it again, that play. A lot of credit goes to Hakan Lube, who was really flying down the ice. Left it for Nilsson, who fed Rundqvist, beats Hasek on the deflector side.
Kadlec tried desperately to bring himself back into the play and to get something in front of that shot, but he was too late. As Jelinek goes along the boards, the Czechs now find themselves behind by 2. Hrdina mixing it up in the corner. Czechoslovakia getting that back to Kadlec. Kadlec can't get the shot away, deflected off his stick. And number 11, Eklund picks it up and slows it down. Well, perhaps that will wake the Czechs up. I mean that in the nicest possible way, of course. Along the boards, Jelinek will touch this. Well, does he? Play continues. Eklund for Sweden. Stops as Bozic went after him. Garpenlov right in front. The shot coming in. Hasek made the save on Sundin. Jelinek taken out of the play by Karlsson. Karlsson for Sweden, bringing that one out. Flipped it over to the open wing, and Sweden now breaking with several players forward. Karlsson going after it against Bozic. Bozic gets to it first. The Czechs, oh, some dangerous play there. Puss was right on the man in front of the net. Jaeger turning on the steam as he works his way up. The pass right on the money. Jaeger tries to go for the return pass. takes a hammering behind the boards, and the whistle blows.
You can see Carlson getting a number on that one, asking the ref, did you see that? Watch this. There's the play. Carlson really smashed away from that play in front of the net. Goes into that goalpost hard and takes the net right off its moorings. There's the play coming down at the other end of the ice just seconds earlier as Sundin got a nice wrist shot off. Hasek was way out. He took the angle away from him.
2-0 the score. The Swedes striking early in this period. Prohatska takes the shot. Cleared into the corner. Eldebrink backhands that one along the boards. Kept in nicely by Bozek. The defenseman working his way forward. The turnaround there from Jagger didn't come off, and Sweden now break forward. Along the boards is Rupa. Crushed out of the play into the woodwork, and we'll have a face-off. Rupa has been taking a hammering throughout the first period and the start of this second. He really does like to get in there where all the action is, and the guys are gunning for him for Czechoslovakia.
Swedes just seem quicker on the puck. The Czechs are a little bit flat out there. Maybe they're tired, I'm not sure, but they're not reacting. They're not responding quickly enough to situations. They're not getting to the puck.
Shot there of the backup goalie, Petr Grija, for Czechoslovakia. One of the most difficult positions in hockey, to be a backup goalie. You want to get out there, but you know when you get out there, you're not going to have a warm-up. You're going to be cold. Strömvall with Svensson. Playing it along the boards. Serban, Svensson. Hostik goes in. The elbows going up. You can see they really are playing the body, forgetting totally about the puck. Krohn getting it up on the wing to Hostik. Along to Jonsson. Flip forward, and the Swedes now trying to get it over to Strömvall. That pass doesn't come off. Krohn breaks to the far side. Seeger, who's been quiet so far in the game, taken out of the play inside the blue line. Rupa, a 2-on-1 break, gets it back. 3-on-1 break now, and they couldn't control it. Jonsson was right in there, lost sight of the puck, and Samuelsson has to go deep in his territory to pick it up and shoot it out.
Once again, the Swedes reacting quick on a play. They break down the ice with a 2-on-1. Jonsson joins them. It's a 3-on-1. That whistle occurred because of the puck being gloved ahead to another player on that team. Face-off will be in the Czech zone.
Tommy Samuelsson, 30 years old, plays for Färjestad. Some good defending from him. Magnus Nilsson now. Lube dropping it back. Nilsson falling. Dolana trying to squirt that one loose. Eriksson, rather, is back there. And eventually, the whistle blows for this face-off. They took a long time in that one.
Good forechecking from Dolana. He's a worker, makes things happen. The Czechs need something here. They need some forechecking. They need more shots on the goal. Ritterwald's been tested a few times, but he hasn't had to come up really big in this period.
Kuchera against Rundqvist. Rundqvist gets it up to Nilsson. The Swedes now breaking hard. Spun out of the play as Rundqvist goes in. Samuelsson picks it up just inside the blue line and flips it back in. Rundqvist looking for someone to pass to there. Lubina batting at it. And eventually the Czechs looking for the long pass to the far side. Get it out as far as the blue line. Lubina will have to go in against Nilsson. 5 minutes gone in the period. Kadlec. That one took a deflection, eventually came over the blue line. Dolana takes the shot. The save is there. Picked up by Eriksson for Sweden. Backhanded along the boards. all the way down the ice. Teams changing as the icing whistle blows.
Swedes are trying to get a line change there. Eriksson has been out quite a while. Just threw the puck down the ice to avoid trouble. They'll get fresh legs out there. There you can see Delana going down the right wing. Winds up, gets a good shot off. Ritterwald does well. Not much of an angle there for him.
Well, that rebound came out, but there was no one there with a red shirt on to pick it up. Sundin headmanning it up to Garpenlov. That play broke down, and the Czechs now with Hrdina trying to bring it into the Swedish zone. Hrdina getting it over to Jelinek. Jelinek takes the shot, and the save is there by Ritterwald. A long pass right up the middle intended for Garpenlov. Into the corner. Eklund. Samuelsson pushes that back in. A lot of physical stuff along the boards. Neither team trying to give anything away. Prohatska hangs on to his man, brings him down. Eklund against Hrdina. The Czechs having difficulty here getting out of the zone with Hrdina pushing that one into Swedish territory. Nothing stylish about this play. It's just let's take the pressure off, get it out of the zone type hockey. Close checking, neither team allowed to move. Eriksson knocked to the ice along the close side of the rink. Some good stuff here from the Swedes as they continue to pile on the pressure, and the whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off with number 11 for Eric Eklund face down on the ice.
There's the play coming across, trying to feed that pass through three players. There you see the wipeout. Eklund going down hard. He was twisted around pretty good there. No penalty on the play, of course. Sweden 2, Czechoslovakia 0.
So the Czechs now work it out. Take the long shot all the way down. Send Reichel after it. Eldebrink gets there first. Jagger comes in after it too. So does Dolezal. But Carlson brings it out. Getting it back. Eldebrink can get the shot away. Two-line pass is the indication as Hollick was skating backwards with the puck. Jaeger was there. The youngster with that full face mask. Czechs looking for that quick break past the puck from inside their own blue line. It's picked up on the far side of the red line, and that's a two-line pass. Jagger unable to settle against Eriksson. Eldebrink, who made the All-Star team in last year's tournament. Hasek was one of the All-Star team members too for the Czechs. So that's way offside. Is a good defensive move there by Sweden as they pushed Jaeger over the line. Play coming to a bit of a stall here in the second period.
The puck seems to be bouncing around a lot. A lot of action in the neutral territory at the moment. Both teams trying to string something together here.
Backa shoots that one in. Samuelsson picks it up. Just shoots that along the boards. Not a great clearance by him. Hostic flipped it in, and Samuelsson gets it to the far side. The long pass. Sundin. Two-line pass again. Both teams, as I said, Richard, looking for this quick break right up the middle. The result is, more often than not, the two-line pass.
That's why you're seeing the two-line passes, and you're seeing a few icing calls here. Both teams are trying to open it up a little bit, get the defense to sit back on their heels and catch them for a breakaway.
Cadillac for Czechoslovakia shoots that one in, and another offside on the play. Well, they're keen to get over that blue line. They want to get some shots on goal, but in the process, they're going offside. Well, we're going to take a short break now. We'll be back with the remainder in a moment. Welcome back to the second period here. The Czechs are trailing by 2. They've got a lot of work to do. The face-off just outside the Swedish zone. Hostik gets it back. Backa fires that one into the zone. Samuelsson picks it up. A good crowd of over 7,000 here. That shot coming from Rupa. Over 7,000 here in Bern, Switzerland, waiting for these teams to really turn it on. Eriksson flipped that one forward. The official with the arms spread out indicates there's no call on the play. The Czechs now have got so many gears to go before they get to the style of play we're used to seeing from them. Seeger dropping it back to the defense. A delayed penalty on the play. That goes off a Swedish stick. The goaltender casually coming off. Elbow is the indication. Rupa, number 23 for Sweden. You can see the official saying 23, let's go. He's got to say it again. Slowly but surely, Rupa makes his way to the penalty box. So a power play situation now for the Czechs. Prohatska along the boards. Rundqvist almost got a piece of that. Bounced off the goal there, and some sloppy play here from Czechoslovakia. They really don't want this one. Hakanlub is right out front. He gets the pass. He scores! Just incredible stuff from the Czechs. They really didn't want that puck at all, and they paid the price. They now trail by 3. Rundqvist did a lot of work to pick this one up. Lube put it in the net.
Rundqvist with a backhand pass out front. Lube skating into it, snaps that one behind Hasek. He's defenseless back there at the moment. There you see Rundqvist throws it out. What do you see? Just a yellow shirt. Hakanlub makes no mistake with that one. Seconds earlier, you could see Pavel Woll on the bench barking out instructions. He's not happy with this team. There you see him again. His look says it all.
The old veins are starting to come out. The teeth are clenched. These guys may be staying around after the game for a skating session. You never know. The Swedish supporters are loving this one. Staviana got that one in front of the net. Now the break is on for Czechoslovakia. Hrdina backhands that one in, but there's no one there to pick it up. Kept in along the boards by the Czechs, and eventually Sundin gets that one out. Eklund is breaking. This guy is fast. He can motor. The Swedes with Eklund. Oh, a good move there at the last moment by the Czech defender. Cadillac doing some great work. Dolezal hammered along the boards. And the Czechs go back with just 54 seconds remaining on the penalty to Sweden. The Czechs really unable to get anything going here. Jelinek looking for Hrdina. Hrdina is going to go after this one, but he won't get to it. Jelinek gets it to Hrdina. Jelinek lets that one go all the way back to Serban. Serban being shadowed by Rundqvist. still out there to kill this one off. Rundqvist wants it on the wing. Spun around there on the defense. The Czechs now with Staviana. Staviana losing out. Rundqvist doing a great job along the boards and in the neutral zone. The Czechs with 3-4 players breaking forward. Working right in, the shot, rebound, and that's in the net. Jager puts it behind Ritterwald, and that's one for Czechoslovakia. Well, it's about time they made the effort to go forward.
Nice little pass play here. Reichel gets the shot off. There you can see some good work. Jager fighting off that defenseman and putting the rebound in. The kid did some good work there. He had Anderson right on his back. So the Czechs gave up a short-handed goal. They come back and get a power play goal. 2 seconds left on that penalty.
You can see the rebound here being picked up by the youngster with the full face mask on. Then he takes a shot right into the crossbar, but he won't mind that.
At the drop of the puck, Magnus Rupa comes back on.
Reichel lets that one go. That took a deflection, and we'll have a face-off. Maybe it's her perfume, I don't know, but she's all alone up there.
It's either that or else a ticketing agent. Didn't think much of her.
Coming up to the 11-minute mark, both teams now getting set for this face-off. Bozic, a long shot, steered away to Elderbrink, to the far side to Jonsson. Sweden bringing it out now. Carlson, right in on goal, they score! Carlson did it all himself on the right wing, and he gets the high five from the Swedish bench.
Well, the floodgates have opened up here. Both teams are starting to shoot the puck more. There you see Carlson going down, left-handed shot on the right wing. Once again, Hasek is beaten on that deflector glove. I'm sure there's people in the crowd taking notes on that. That's a couple goals that have gotten by him on that side. There you see it again. He's looking over for a fake. He's got another player on his other wing. Good shot there. Carlson with a nice goal.
The Swedes celebrate, and they have good reason to do that. They're leading this one 4-1. Confirmation there from the rink announcer that the goal was scored by 24 Carlson. Huss and Elderbrink will get the assists on that one. The Czechs right now are not in this one. They're not playing like they mean it. Jager on the far side waiting for the pass. It didn't come. Staviana lost out. Serban lost out. Kuchera eventually gets it. Lubina for Czechoslovakia. A long pass along the boards to Dolana. Right in front. The backhand coming from Kuchera. The net is wide open. Lubina is right in front, and they can't get it out front. Look at the number. Oh, Kuchera fanned on the shot. I was about to say, look at the number of yellow shirts in front of that goal.
They were struggling to get back. The Swedes were temporarily caught out of position. Even Ritterwald was behind the net. Lubina was unable to find a red shirt to get that puck to.
Again, Czechoslovakia all around the front of that net. Kuchera backhanding it, Ritterwald getting across. That's where the pass should have come out. Lubina was right there. One too many moves by Kuchera. He can't get the pass out front. Staviana shoots it all the way in to Ritterwald. Samuelsson goes back for it, chased by Hrdina. Hammered by Jelinek. Dolezal keeps it in. The Swedes bring it out. Kadlec picks that one up in the neutral zone. Playing the body out there. The Swedish defenseman doing a good job. Anderson giving it off to Nilsson. They run into each other. Dolezal dropping it off. The backhand shot coming from Hrdina. Anderson picks it up, gets it to the far side, and the whistle blows. Lube having words with Jelinek. Voklin, the Swiss referee, keeping this one under control out there, quick to react. Good shot there of the Calgary Flame star, Yuri Hrdina. 32 years old, but a lot of hockey left in that guy.
He's a good playmaker out there, and he's got a good set of wheels. He can really move.
Some colorful characters from Sweden enjoying this one. Reichel got the draw on that. Jäger there trying to work it in front, being shadowed by Eklund, drops it off. The Czechs trying to get the shot away. Some good defensive stuff from Eldebrink on Hollick. Cleared out of the zone, and the break now is on. Right in front, and Hasek will get that. Sundin was there. Kept in by Eldebrink, chased by Garpenlov. All the way to the far side. The Swedes really good at getting the quick break against the Czechs here. Sundin tries to squeeze it under Reichel. And the Czechs now. Jäger. Hollick working his way on with one hand on the stick. Janssen takes him off the play. Working hard there is Reichel on Garpenlov. He really did hammer him several times with that stick. Eldebrink keeps it in. Pushed into Carlson to the far side. Reichel goes after him, wins that battle and bats it out.
Eldebrink going back for the touch here. It was a long shift for both of those teams. They're going to get fresh troops out on the ice.
Reichel picking his game up a gear for Czechoslovakia. Some good back checking. Going after the body as well as the puck. Well, the Czechs can't be too happy with their performance so far. They really need to get some inspiration from somewhere. Hostik taken out of the play along the boards. Carlson picks it up for Sweden. To the far side, Sweden breaking out as a unit with Samuelsson flipping it forward. Dolezal punches that one in front. Krohn wants it and gets it. Krohn for Czechoslovakia, dropping it back. A long pass up on the right wing. Seeger, as I said before, has been quiet. Krohn, they probably miss Hasek, who's not out there on the line. It's difficult to play with a new man at center. Hostik couldn't hang on to that one. Deflected over the boards. And we're going to get another change here as the face-off will be in the neutral zone.
Eriksson and Samuelsson doing a good job of playing the body. They're really just doing enough hitting to take the Czechs off the puck, throw them off a stride as they attack the goal.
4-1 the score. Kuchera going after his man, but Svensson bounces it off the boards, gets it back again and puts it deep in the zone. A bit of a lob pass from Anderson. Kadlec gets it to the far side. Kadlec again. Now the Czechs are starting to throw it around with confidence as Kuchera works his way in. Kuchera against Samuelsson. Gives it off to number 23, Dolana. Still the Czechs in possession with Lubina there. Lubina and Dolana really work well. That took a deflection. Lubina hammers his man. Anderson bringing it out for Sweden. Anderson along the boards. Strömvall. Samuelsson working the way in. The shot right in front. Kadlec clears it away. Hasek made the save. Pinned against the boards. Rupa takes a shot from Kadlec. Rundqvist got the touch on that. And the whistle blows, so we'll have another change of personnel out there.
Swedes have really done a good job of containing the Czechs. We keep saying it, the Czechs do look flat. Pavel Woll is having a bit of a nightmare over there on the bench. He's doing anything he can do to try and motivate this team, but they just don't seem to be into it. Tommy Sandlin, of course, he's taking it very serious. Not saying much, just watching the game with a lot of intensity.
Jelinek being shadowed there along the boards by Eldebrink. Still they hang on to the sticks, but that goes on all the time. Nothing new out there. The break now, right across, they shoot, they score! Nilsson and Janssen really did combine well on that one. The old 1-2 and then back again. Nilsson making no mistake, number 10. That's why he's in the top scoring.
Nice play here, lovely pass work, good communication. 2-on-1, they really used this one well. Janssen slides it back to Nilsson. Great play and a good finish from Nilsson. There you see the passing come up from Lube. Janssen gets it from Nilsson. Janssen takes a look, back to Nilsson, goal.
Hasek tried to stack the pads and get them across. He was a bit slow on that one, a difficult one to defend against. The nightmare continues for Czechoslovakia. Baka gets it forward, looking for the quick break. Samuelsson will get the touch. Icing is the call. 5-1 now the score here in the second period. The Swedes are happy.
I don't know if he's religious or not, but it looked like he said thank you, Lord, on that goal. That gives him a 4-goal cushion.
Jagger being spun out of the play by Samuelsson. Eriksson got it forward. Whistle blows and we're going to have a penalty on the play. Samuelsson for holding. So a chance perhaps with less than 3 minutes to go in the period for a little forward motion from Czechoslovakia. There's the infraction. Jaromir Jagr brought down right in front of Ritterwald. Looks quickly at the referee and sees the sign. Samuelsson picking up his second penalty of the tournament. Gives a power play situation here for Czechoslovakia. Eklund dumped out of the play, manages to keep the puck underneath him. Jagr keeps the pressure on him. The Swedes get to it first there and flip it down. (5-1) the score here in the second period. The Swedes slowly applying the pressure, scoring just when they seem to want to. Baka gets that into the zone. What can they do with it now? Eklund having problems in the corner. The Swedes with 4 men over there. You can see Ritterwald giving instructions to Samuelsson, saying bang it off the wall on the far side. Baka gives that one up to Eklund. Eklund's looking for Garpenlov. Intercepted there by Jagr. Jagr, the youngster, doing some good stuff out there, but he has no one to play with right now. Reichel stops the hash marks, tries to get that over to the far side. It comes back to Baka. Reichel going in, takes the shot from a sharp angle. The save was there, and the Swedes with Eldebrink clear it all the way down the ice again. Baka goes back slowly to pick it up. 1.5 minutes in the period, 40 seconds on the penalty. The Czechs now need some pressure on the goal. Bozic is the one man back. Baka gets back with him. Offside is the call. Richard, you look at the Czechs, they're really only skating at half speed out there. You can see Baka going back, lumbering back, casually back. They've got another period to go.
The Swedes really want this game. You can tell they're hustling to the puck. They look happy out there, and they look comfortable. They're really loose and enjoying this game. The Czechs just seem kind of stiff. They're not moving to the puck very quickly. That's why the score is 5-1.
Hasek tips that one off. The Czechs still with this power play. 15 seconds remaining on the power play. Hostik gets that one to the far side. 1 minute to go in the period. Staviana, the shot, whistles by the far side. Staviana wants it back again. It's pushed into the corner. Eldebrink comes up with it. Hostik goes in. A lot of hustle from Hostik. Rundqvist kicks it along the boards. So many Swedes there. Eldebrink takes his time. He wants to kill off this period. 25 seconds now remaining. Looking for the perfect pass, and he gets away with it. Going down is Rundqvist. He's got time for a shot. He goes for the pass, dumps it back into the corner to Lube. Lube is being shadowed by two Czechs there along the boards. Staviana, Seeger. 5 seconds, the official saying, play this one, play this one. Just a couple of seconds, there goes the buzzer. A great period for Sweden. They lead by 5-1. Join us in a moment for the third and final period. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Bern, Switzerland. Czechoslovakia against Sweden, and it's been Sweden all the way. They lead by 5-1 as we get set for the face-off to start this third period. Richard, you're the coach of Czechoslovakia. What do you say after that poor performance in the second period?
I'm sure that Pavel Woll had a go at certain players, but in general, I'm sure he just went after the whole team just to say, look, guys, 20 minutes to go. Let's pull something back here and get ourselves into this one. This tournament's far from over.
Seeger now with the shot. Seeger trying to get it out front. He fanned on the pass. Hakan-Lube for Sweden, who's played so well throughout the first and second periods. The pass intended for Nilsson, broken up by Seeger. Goes back to the defense from Serban. Sweden keeping it in here with Hakan-Lube. Lube still moving that around nicely into the corner. Eriksson got the shot away. Eldebrink tapped it back in behind the red line. Lube trying to get something going. Rundqvist being pinned against the boards. And the race is on now. Eriksson. Some good stuff there, some rough stuff right beside the net. Ritterwald came out to make the save, and right beside the net, the sticks went up and the fist went up.
Swedish defense wanting to make sure that they protect Ritterwald. There you see the attack right there. Samuelsson down to block that shot. It gets through him. It's right at Ritterwald. All he's got to do is cover it there. Player standing in front, but not for long. He bounces off about 2 to 3 Swedes who are ready to take him on.
Sundin was so physical coming in there. Batted back in the zone. Eklund mixing it up. Eriksson is there too. Eriksson loses control. Kuchera. Some nice stuff now from Jagger. Dolana. Kuchera giving it off to Dolana. Vaca has to go all the way back. Hasek gets there first. Dolana now, with no one to pass to, is taken out of the play by Garpenlov. Up on the wing, and that's been the problem throughout. The Czechs, when they break, have been doing it with 1 or 2 players. Sundin spun out of the play nicely, and that goes right in front off the stick of the defenseman, and Hasek had to be alert.
These supporters seem calm and under control here.
Well, if they're Czech supporters, they haven't had a lot to cheer about as Hrdina gets into the face-off circle for this one. Imagine right now they're sitting on their hands. Serban. The pass intended for Bozek. Not vintage stuff by any means from Czechoslovakia. Jelinek giving that one right over to Dolezal. Ritterwall came way out of the net to cut that one down. Carlson hammers his man. Bozek takes the shot. The Czechs now showing a little form. Huss picks it up in the slot area and gets it forward. Well, the bugle in the crowd is trying to get this one moving as Bozek takes a shot from Eriksson. Serban. Well, I really can't make out the tune. Janssen flips it in. The backhand shot just doesn't come. And now Hrdina. Hrdina has that knocked off the stick.
All the Swedes are coming back. You see 5 yellow shirts back in that zone.
Eldebrink got that over. Broken up right in the slot area, and eventually the Czechs put it forward. Jagger couldn't hang on to that one. Janssen broke up the play and shot it back. Hollick fires it into the zone. The Swedes will always get there first with Eldebrink. Sternvall. A nice little move by him to Janssen. Sternvall picks it up. Eldebrink. They really do look composed. They look calm. He just gave it away, but they get it right back again. Some good stuff by Reichel. Rupa picks it up. The signal there. Offside pass, 2-line passes. He flipped that up off the ice and batted it high.
He was waiting a couple seconds for that to come back down.
27-year-old Farjestad player. Looking good out there. Has been at the end of some physical stuff, but it hasn't stopped him skating and getting involved in the play. Serban. The pass hit his skate. Eriksson wants it on this side. Picks it up. Takes it right in front of the goal. I'm sure if I was Ritterwall, I'd be yelling at him. Not the kind of thing a goalie likes to see for obvious reasons. Hostik couldn't get that pass. The Czechs having problems stringing these together. That one's intercepted right at the red line. And again, Hostik has that go between his skates and his stick. He picks it up this time, puts it in front. Krohn got a piece of that, but Ritterwall flips it out of the zone. Headmanning the puck nicely. Nilsson spins, waits for his team to come up and brings it back in. Some nice moves by Nilsson. Back to Samuelsson as we approach the 5-minute mark. Flipped all the way into the corner. The Swedes totally in control out there. Nilsson bumped along the boards. Back to number 19, Anderson. Anderson takes it over the blue line, and we have a whistle. And we also have a policeman with a teddy bear. Personally, I think he's a bit too old to carry stuffed toys around the rink.
Well, I'd like to see you go and tell him that.
No, thank you. The team's changing here. Pavel Woll with Petr Briza sitting in the foreground. Pavel Woll must be running out of things to say to try and motivate this team of his. Lubina gave that one right away. The Swedes are all over the Czechs right now. Stadiana couldn't get onto that. Dolana fires that one forward down the ice. Going back for it is Ulf Samuelsson. Icing is the call.
Your comments about that bugle player were out of order. The crowd seems to enjoy him. They're getting behind him. Quite possibly they've had a whip around for some lessons for him, but he's right at the center of the camera right now. Everybody seems to enjoy it. Maybe they feel sorry for him, I don't know.
Well, they seem to be enjoying themselves up there. Garpenlov can't hang on to that. Lubina shot it out of the zone. Samuelsson taking it deep into his own territory. A long pass in. Hasek goes after it. Decides to get back in the net. Sundin is out there. Lubina to Kuchera. Kuchera now. Kuchera still working hard on that puck. Looking for some support. It comes now, the shot right on the target. And the save is there. Something finally for Woll to cheer about.
Litterwall handled that shot coming from the point. There's his view of it. Not a lot of trouble for him. He just wants to get the whistle. A lot of action around the net.
Well, it looks like the fans are entertaining themselves up there. Not a lot of action happening if you're a Czech supporter down on the ice. Janssen calling for it. Eldebrink gets it up to Carlson. Oh, he gives that one away. The shot goes off Eldebrink. Eldebrink eventually takes his man in the boards. Vaca goes deep. Well, the whistle blows. We're going to have a penalty on the play. I'm surprised really that we're having penalties because neither team is putting that much effort into it. Jelinek gets a paw up there on Eldebrink.
Eldebrink is a class act. He doesn't even think about retaliating there. Took Jelinek into the boards. Jelinek turned around, gave him a good left hook. Of course, Eldebrink is a big man. He can stand up to that, no problem. He'll rather have the power play.
And he says to Jelinek, look at the scoreboard, son. And there it is, 5-1. Another power play for Sweden here in the third period. Huss is waiting out front. Carlson lets that one go by. He's going to try and pick this one up. Tripping is the call. And there's going to be an unsportsmanlike there, I think. You can see the T sign. Watch the official here on the slow motion replay.
The official's got his back to the play, but he's got his head turned sideways. He sees it. Now he turns around, arm in the air. Carlson for a trip. Very assertive on the call. Obviously, he didn't like Carlson's response. He'll give him 2 more to think about that one.
So the Swedes with 2 in the box. Lube coming right in, takes a shot. Hasek makes the save, gets up slowly and says, hey, where are my teammates? He's been left alone so many times in this game. I'm sure he's going to have words with him after the game.
Well, Carlson and Eriksson are still standing up in that penalty box, having a go at somebody. Eriksson wants to be careful as he's leaning over there. He just got slapped with 2. He'll have 10 more the next time.
The Swedes bringing it out slowly. Janssen waiting for reinforcements as he gets it across the blue line. Right in on goal. Reichel tries to come to the rescue. Now the Czechs break it out. Changing on the fly. Not a good pass there. Janssen picks it up for Sweden, takes it into his own zone and gives it to Eldebrink. These two have been so sturdy on defense. They never seem to come off the ice as that one goes down to Serban. 8:23 gone in the period. The Czechs will get a man out in just about 10 seconds now. Serban, chance for a shot. He takes the shot. That's right on. The rebound is there. And that goes in the goal, but the official waves it off rather quickly. Ritterwall made the first save.
The referee was right there. The whistle had already blown. Here's the play coming back. Great chance here. Hakenluby's off and running. Hasek's way out there. Good stop by him. Play comes back to the other end. Serban gets the shot off. Right into the chest pad of Ritterwall. There it is. It's laying around. The whistle is already gone. Now the puck squirts behind him. No goal.
Some brave stuff from Samuelsson to come out and try to block that shot. The Czechs now are back at full strength. Serban against Ulf Samuelsson. The guy is so aggressive, so tough in the corners. Jäger goes in. Serban eventually gets back into position to break that one up as Rundqvist was breaking. The Czechs now working forward. Jäger dropping it back. Serban, he had a perfect chance to take the shot and he flipped it to the far side and it didn't come off. One too many passes out there for Czechoslovakia. Hollick circling, wants that pass. The backhand pass goes off a skate. Hollick now being shadowed on the play by Anderson. Still, it's not away as it goes to the top of the circle. Garpenlov can't hang on to it. That shot right in front, and the team's trying to change on the fly. Backa stays right on his man, and Hasek gets it forward. Seeger got a touch on that one, and Garpenlov for Sweden slows it down and gets it to the far side. Well, Seeger and Robert Krohn really have been quiet during this game. They're out there now. Delayed penalty on the play. Hasek makes his way to the boards. That's tapped right in front of the net. And the Czechs have an extra attacker. You see the official with the delayed call, the hand in the air.
Laughlin being very assertive on these calls. He goes over and tells the timekeeper what he wants out of that one. That's going to be Eriksson. That's a costly penalty. That signal was for spearing. That'll give him 2 plus 10.
Well, spearing comes when you grab your hockey stick and you shove the blade, usually in someone's midriff. One of the most dangerous penalties you can get.
There
you can see the referee explaining the whole thing. Eriksson just kind of circles away from him. I think he knows he was guilty there. Didn't have a lot of reaction to that.
2 plus 10. So for 2 minutes they'll be short-handed, but during the misconduct penalty they can throw another man out. Czechoslovakia with Krohn cruising in front in the slot area. He didn't get the pass and it goes behind the net. Svensson is there with Eldebrink to help out. Serban, the pass over to the far side. Serban gets it back. Serban takes a shot, that took a deflection. Kostic getting a stick on it, tipped it way wide. But that's the kind of thing they're going to have to do if they want to bring themselves back into this game. Shot into the zone. The Czechs with Staviana kicking it along the boards. Kuchera is there along with Krohn. Huss is being manhandled by Kuchera. Still, it's the Czechs trying to get that out front. Eventually they do, but Ritterwall is so quick to jump on that one.
The play had broken down. It was very sloppy going there. 2 or 3 men in the corner. Ritterwall says, I'll just take a face-off here.
Look at the physical stuff here from Krohn on Huss. He hammers him right up against the plexi. Eldebrink takes his man out, and it doesn't stop there. Kadlec for Czechoslovakia, flipping it in the far side, and that really has summed up what's been going on as Carlson breaks down. Carlson with Huss takes a shot. Well, they had a 2-on-1 break there, and Huss goes after Baca. They really should have scored on this one.
Good opportunity here. Carlson with a nice pass to Huss. Hasek comes out at him. Huss trying to get it over the top of him. Goes way up high. Huss is hit after the play into the boards. There you see it again. He's all by himself there. Hasek comes out well, gets a piece of that one. It goes up in the air. Play is over. The whistle's gone. Baca hits him anyways. Huss gets up and responds. The referee just looks at both of them as if to say, no, no, boys.
The Swedish player there, guilty of looking up at the stars, watching that puck. Took a hit from Baca. You can't do that with that guy around. Eklund keeps it in. Eventually taken off his stick by Dolezal. Just a few seconds now remaining on the penalty. Garpenlov jumps all over his man. Herdina pushes it in. The Swedes batted as far as the blue line. Still, it's Czechoslovakia with that man advantage for the next 4 seconds anyway. Staviana. Garpenlov saw that one a mile away. The pass, the break is on now. Nilsson slams on the brakes, puts it back. Svensson takes the shot, the save is there. Hasek keeping this score respectable. Really, if it wasn't for him, this could be in double figures. Sweden all over Czechoslovakia.
Czechs looking very unorganized. Of course, there was a bit of a help there when that player came out of the penalty box, automatically brought an extra attacker into the situation for the two Czech defensemen. Nilsson doing a good job of working that puck around. Really patiently moved it back to the point. Hasek came up big.
Janssen had that one bounce off his skate and go into the corner. Pollock shot it around and down the ice. Touched by the Swedes, and they cry out for an icing call, but it doesn't come. Kadlec will go back and get this as he's shadowed by Hakanlu. The Czechs looking for the build-up, and again they give it right away in the neutral zone.
They're really telegraphing these passes. The Swedes are picking them off without any trouble.
Rundqvist with Nilsson, can't contain it, and the Czechs poke-checked along the boards. The push to the far side. Rundqvist is beaten to it by Hasek. That comes out, but there's no one there to pick it up, and Hakanlu was right there, but Hasek jumped on it.
Rundqvist with a good opportunity. Hasek beat him to that. The puck comes out in front. Who are the first two shirts to it but Nilsson and Lube? Where are the Czech defensemen?
Eriksson still sitting it out in the penalty box. 31-year-old Djurgården player. Still some time to go on his penalty. But the Swedes got to be happy with their performance here in this period and throughout the game. They lead 5-1. Seeger pushes his man into the boards. The Swedes retain possession over to the far side. The shot coming right in from Anderson. Serban getting that forward, and Czechoslovakia now move out. Krohn spun around. Offside is the call. And they really are having problems getting this thing going as Krohn comes over to the bench looking for a bit of a rest. Serban takes a break too.
Every team has one of these nights occasionally. Tonight it's Czechoslovakians. It just isn't their night. Can't get anything going. The Swedes are skating well, but the Czechs just can't put anything together.
Baka pushing that one forward. Jelinek can't hang on to it, but the Czechs bring it over the line. The shot took a deflection, pushed away there by Anderson, still kept in the zone. Sweden with Huss on the wing, dropped back, pushed up along for number 18, Eriksson, getting that right in front, and Kuchera will get there first, takes it into the corner, waits for his teammates to get settled, brings it right in front of the net. Every time they go to throw the puck around, it bounces off someone's skate, someone's stick. It's either the concentration isn't there, or the Swedes are doing a great job of forechecking and getting in the way of everything that the Czechs throw at them.
Offside's the call. The Czechs aren't skating. That's their whole problem. The forwards are staying out high, but they're not moving. They're not creating alleys for the defense to move the puck up to them. It's been a rough night for the Czech defensemen.
Five to 1 the score. Coming up to the final 5 minutes in the game. Serban to the far side. Still some time to bring themselves back into this. Can Czechoslovakia do it? Dolezal backhands that one to the defense. The Swedes, as you said, Richard, have never stopped skating throughout this one. Some casual performances out there on defense as Rupe is dumped to the ice. Kadlec picks it up, gets that one forward. Nilsson's on his man, but the pass goes along to number 15, Dolezal, right in front. Getting back is Nilsson to break that play up. They know they're ahead by 4. They know there's just a few minutes left in the game, but still the Swedes don't stop skating. Kadlec intercepts that one. Reichel collides with his own teammate just over the blue line. Eklund getting it back to the defense. Frustrating for the Czechs as the Swedes throw it around with authority. Taken out. Pollock has it. The one-time pass to the far side. Shot all the way in, and the whistle blows. Well, the Swedes started things off in the first period with Eklund, and then Rundqvist, Lube, Jäger for Czechoslovakia got one, Carlson and Nilsson, so it really has been Swedish domination throughout. No goals so far in this third period as we work slowly towards the final whistle. Staviana got it back. Eklund forward checking there. Pushed up along the wing. Jäger working in, trying to split the defense. 3 Swedish players back there. Garpenlov dropped it off, gets the return pass and can't hang on to it. Bozic for Czechoslovakia. Happy just to get that out of the zone, but he gets the pass away. Working right in now is Reichel. He takes the shot. That took a deflection. Jäger tries to get onto it, gives it a tap. Right in front is Reichel. The defenseman goes down. That's loose, but Garpenlov picks it up for Sweden and breaks fast down the wing. Garpenlov with Sundin. Eldebrandt is right in front. Oh, and he tips that wide. 3 Swedes were there. Sundin skates by it. Garpenlov, there's a delayed penalty on the play. The shot by Eklund is wide of the target. Samuelsson gets it all the way back. It's going against Czechoslovakia, and as soon as the Czechs touch it, the whistle will blow. They've taken off the goalie. An extra attacker is out there. You can see them circling, getting the old flow and motion moving. Samuelsson leaves it. Still the Czechs unable to touch this one, and the Swedes adding insult to injury. What's going to happen to his left arm in a couple of minutes if he keeps doing that? Samuelsson. The Swedes really throwing it around out there. Looking so calm and cool. This time Hasek will touch it. The whistle will blow. And we'll have the penalty.
Referee Voglin will have to recap that just to remember who the penalty was on. There really was a delay. It's Robert Reichel without a doubt. There you see him taking Eldebrink very high into the boards. No question about that. High sticking. That adds injury to insult to Eldebrink. He had just missed a gimme goal. Circled toward the corner and got leveled by Reichel. He didn't really need that. He was upset with himself enough, I'm sure, at missing that tap-in goal.
Number 17 will spend 2 in the penalty box for Czechoslovakia. High stick is the call. Svensson for Sweden will throw it around. They know they've got this one in the bag. Nilsson puts it behind the net. They got all the time in the world, a great position to be in as Svensson gets it over to the far side. Less than 2 minutes remaining now in the game. Samuelsson got it over. Svensson cruising right in front. Samuelsson back to the red line, back to Samuelsson again. He fakes the shot. Now the shot comes, that goes off the goaltender. Svensson will have to go all the way back for it.
The Swedes continue to control the play. They're on the power play. They're working it around, being patient. There's a giveaway though.
Lubina so quick to react on that. Some good forechecking from him. He was right up there, but Ritterwald was there too. Lubina now with Kuchera working their way out front. The save is there. Again, they try to put it in with Lubina taking a swipe at it. Ritterwald was down flat on his back and they couldn't put it in the net. Nilsson for Sweden comes back in the zone. Dolezal, Baca all over him. Just 1 minute now remaining. The shot coming. Well, they fanned on that as Eldebrink picked it up. Hakanlub to Nilsson. 26 seconds remaining on the Czechoslovakian penalty. 19:22 gone in the game.
The Swedes a bit careless. We haven't seen much of that tonight. The giveaway in front of their own net. Lubina, he'll see that one in his sleep. Ritterwald was flat on his back and couldn't get it over him though.
So a slight correction, 19:22 gone in the period as Janssen smiles. He's got a lot to smile about.
Janssen, of course, a very experienced defenseman. Spent a lot of time with the New York Islanders during their heydays when they were winning Stanley Cups.
The Czechs still with a man in the box. Huss gets it all the way behind his own zone. The return pass to Huss, given up on the wing. The Swedes will just play this one out as Eriksson stops. Throws it around nicely. Janssen back to Eriksson. 12 seconds remaining on the game. A great performance by Sweden as they continue to dominate right till the final whistle. The crowd are counting this one down. Reichel mixes it up in the corner, but the final whistle goes. And it's 5-1 for Sweden over Czechoslovakia. A good result for the Swedes. They really deserved it.
The Swedes are happy. It's a well-deserved win for them. The Czechs are going to have to get their notes together here.
Let's take a look at the results from day 9. First game we showed today was Canada against the Soviet Union. That was a great one. Went right down to the wire. 3 goals apiece. And Sweden, a bit of a walkover over Czechoslovakia. The Czechs really didn't want to play. The final score, 5-1.
The Czechs are going to have to regroup. Pavel Woll's going to have to motivate them and get them going.
Let's take a look at the tables. The Canadians up front with 13. The Swedes are there. USSR back in 3rd. Czechoslovakia in 4th. The bottom 4, USA, Finland, Norway, and West Germany fighting now to avoid relegation to Pool B.
You can see why the Swedes wanted that victory. That puts them in 2nd place, a point ahead of the Russians. They wanted that bad. Eiserman of Canada playing an outstanding tournament here. Leads the pack with 15. Komatov with 13. Fleury's in there with 10. Nilsson of Sweden, who you just saw, with 9 points. Reichel, the young man from Czechoslovakia, with 9 as well. Trunchka, the West German that we've liked throughout the tournament, has 8 points.
Well, it's so nice to see Trunchka there. up amongst the top scorers. Well, the teams lining up on the blue lines, getting set to accept their awards, and the presentation for the man of the match coming up on Friday. Finland against Norway. The first time we've seen Norway in the competition. 5 o'clock UK time, 6 o'clock European time.
They're even on points. That's a battle of two teams trying to stay away from relegation.
The Finns reaching their form now, as are the Americans. They'll be there tomorrow too at 9 o'clock UK time, 10 o'clock European time, taking on West Germany. West Germany needs some points. Well, it's going to be a good day for ice hockey as we see the bottom four play off against each other. Until then, from Richard Beaupre and myself, Paul Ferguson, bye for now.